Welcome back everyone. Today in this video we are going to discuss about the gold cycles and its calculations. The time calculations which I am about to show you will help you more in understanding the concept and the logical reason behind it. Okay, top left you can see XAU this is gold spot US dollar. Before moving into the calculation, let me explain briefly about cycles, geometry, max, calculations, etc., which will help you to relate more. I have researched many theory on cycles. Hundreds and hundreds of theories I have been reading and researching and backtesting it to understand how it works. Most of the 90 to 95% of the cycles, it lead me to the book Bible actually. It has so many cycles. Some you can trade, some you cannot trade actually. Cycles are actually circles. There are bigger dominant cycles in Bible, but we cannot trade those, but we can zoom in and work it out actually. Many of the cycles, even Gann in his book The Tunnel Through the Air, he took many of the cycles from the Bible, he derived from there. The core knowledge is actually from the Bible. Some other Puranas like Mahabharatam, even it has many cycles, like Sri Chakra, it has a cycle. But in trading, if you have to understand the real cycles, you will have to understand the vibration and the harmonic reasons behind it. If you start correctly, you can end correctly actually. That's what Gann mentioned. Only if you can understand the cause, you will know the effect. So each instrument has its individual own vibration. You will have to find it and work it out. You can see here, let's consider this actually a dominant cycle. This yellow one, you can see they follow the arrow mark here. This is the bigger one, dominant one. This is the dominant one. The next one you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 cycles. Bigger one, intermediate, shorter ones, mini ones, and etc. etc. Let's say, for example, let's take this dominant cycle as 300 and this intermediate as 150 and this shorter as 75 and etc. So 300, it starts from here and it ends from 1 to 300. When the bigger one comes, the smaller stops, the bigger one takes over actually, the dominant ones. The bigger ones are the dominant ones. Let's say 300 is 150, let's say it's 75 for example. Here you can see that before the 75th cycle actually ends, this 150 it has taken over, which means it was supposed to end and start at 75. But when the 150 cycle, when it intercepts, what happens is it might give signals even before the 75th day itself. Like let's say 67, 68 or 70 day itself, we can see a reversal or a cycle that has ended before the end time. Same here, the left side you can see this is bigger cycle, this is bigger 300. When it ends here, which means this cycle doesn't work, this doesn't work, and even this smaller one 75 cycle it doesn't work. Middle, somewhat middle, let's say around some 37.5 days intercepted, and later on what happens, from here the new 300 cycle begins. So there is a lot of information you have to gather, and sometimes there is a expansion. Let's take here, let's say this is 75, sometimes it expands a little bit like 80 or 85 days, sometimes it is shorter ones like 60 or 65 days. There are a lot of variables and reasons to consider here, so it's a little bit of complicated work. If you want to read cycles, you must have clear understanding of it and clear basics of it actually. If not, you will get lost in the middle. Also, there are a lot of other factors like ARB issues. There is inversion sometimes. Actually, if there is a low here, it's supposed to form a low here, but instead from here what happens is you will see a breakout downside or a different reaction in that place. If you're taking planetary cycles such as Mercury 88 days, Venus 224 days, etc. Jupiter 12 years almost, Saturn 30 years almost. There are so many options and combinations are there, like Mercury, Venus, Mercury, Mars, and so on, etc., etc., like Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Pluto, etc. Also, there is moon cycles, nodes, geocentric is Earth at the center, heliocentric is Sun at the center. Other options are there. You can convert longitudes. You can see at a low price longitudes and degree conversion, latitudes, and so many factors. But you have to find the particular cycle of repetition in that particular instrument which vibrates well. So sometimes gold, we all know that gold, sun is the ruler of gold. So sun works better, but you have to combine with some other planet to give better result in the sun actually. So you'll have to test it out. But I know a very top experts, those who have learned this for like 20 or 30 years. I learned these things and I keep learning, and side by side what I did was I did some research on geometry, max, and how it works, and finally I came to conclusion that this thing works. If you know long term cycles, you can use this. Let me show you. So you'll have to master a few numbers to understand the logic behind it, and you'll have to learn some basic geometrical skills. You can see the basic of ICs here. Actually, there is two squares you can see here. This is one square, this is one square. Overall, there is a rectangle. Inside the rectangle, you can see how there is a square root of 5. It's a diagonal of the rectangle. Square root of 2 is actually diagonal of square. Square root of 3, which is hidden in this fish region. So square root of 2 is 1.414. Square root of 3 is 1.732. Root of 5 is equal to 2.236. So you must master this kind of very basic information, and these numbers should come to you automatically when you learn Gann. This is the basic hypothesis we have seen, and you can see there is a triangle inside it. There is a square, there is a rectangle, there is a circle, there is a couple of circles. There are so many circles and triangle inside this circle actually. I have taken 3 circles here. You can see there is a pentagon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there is a hexagon actually. It is actually linked with spiral charts on the DNA. Study more on this actually. So this is very interesting because you can see there is a triangle. Inside the triangle, you can see a square here. This is in another dimension actually. You can see the ancients, they have given the clue in the form of shapes and buildings. You can see the golden root of pi and 1.272 etc. in there. This is actually 1.618 square root. See here, each triangular face of the pyramid is equal in area to the square whose length is based on the height of the pyramid. So you will have to master this, no other way. You can see a circle, inside you can see a square, you can see a pentagon inside here. There is a pi hidden in every geometry. This white line is actually pi. You can see that from here to here how it is measured. You can work on the basics of this. This is very, very important. Only if you master this, you will be able to understand the concept which I am going to show you, or which I have shown in my previous video. I know it's a lot of work. You will have to grasp it. You will have to go from school lessons to somewhat little bit of advanced lesson to understand the concepts. Once you understand, it will be of very much clear to you. Our DNA, it's actually spiraling around. The markets are same. It's also spiraling. You can see the pentagon here and the hexagon. Both are combined actually. DNA model, when it is shown in the 3-dimensional, we can see that it's a pentagon 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. It's actually attached to the hexagon. So it is these both. It is actually connected by a triangle. Most importantly, there is a rectangle in it. So it connects all together, and it just keep connecting and goes on. That's what I have shown here. When we connect 3 circles, when we connect 2 circles, you can see how it is connected actually. There is a hexagon and a pentagon, and there is a rectangle here. Work on it. You can see the work of W. Gann. He has used lot of numbers, seasonal dates you can see here, an important count of days. Basically, he considered everything as 360. From here, what he does is he divides, he multiplies, and he plays with the number a lot of times. And you can see here, we'll have important divisions on 1 by 8, 1 by 4, 1 by 3, 3 by 8. When we divide these numbers, these numbers, from 360, you'll get 30, 45, and so on. 360 divided by 2 is 180. So 360 divided by 2 is 180, and 360 divided by 4 is 90, so on and so on. He just divides it. He used a lot of numbers, 6, 12, 144. You can see number 7 he has used a lot, because number 7 is used many times in the Bible. And you can see square of 90, 12, 9, 144. He has used a lot of numbers. Square of 52. If you read pyramid, you will know why this number is very important. You will have to know the number of days of Mercury. It's around the Sun 88 days, Venus 224 days, and of course Earth 365.2 days. You should know these numbers in days and years and etc. So it can help you a lot in research. Okay, let's see in the gold. Get ready to be amazed. Actually, you will see a lot of accurate and perfect connections. You will see how the gold price, how it is beautifully connected, and how it obeys the laws of the nature, how the vibrations and the harmonics, it works perfectly, how your significant or historic or major high and low, how it connects to future markets, to the past markets. Gold is my favorite instrument, gold and silver. I trade a lot. I have researched a lot for years. For 78 years I've been researching, and for the past 4 years I've been researching about cycles and its calculation. I have seen so many accurate cycles working based on Fibonacci cycles, astro cycles, some other numerical cycles, close to 90% of accuracy. But when I moved on to this kind of geometry and mathematical relationship, it gave me more than 98% actually. The accuracy was very much perfect. I could be able to forecast and see the connection with a margin of error of just 2 days. If it is 3 days or it is off by 3 days, you will have to work it out. For 1,000 or 2,000 number of calculations, it gives such error like 3 days off. In this top, for example, it's pointing or the forecast, it gives us 154th day. You can take either 153 or 155. It cannot go 156, etc. If it gives such results, you will have to work it out unless there is a lot of confluence on that date. Okay, if not, if it ends on, if for example, if 155th day is actually Monday or Friday, you can give a 1 day off variation, because either the cycle starts early on Friday, or it could start on Monday, or could end on Friday, or could end on Monday actually. So during that time you should be careful. Other than that, it works perfectly. Only 2 days off. Okay, let me remind you again, these are all just geometry, squares, circles and triangles. You can see the circle, square, triangle inside it. First you can mark in the charts as I have marked. You can see the distance between this low on high and etc. I have marked here 85 days, and similarly I have marked for most of the high and lows here. Using that, we will be able to forecast the future. The price, it actually, the time starts from here, August 7th 20. This is the high date, all time highs. From there it dropped here. So let's consider this as one wave. So there are a lot of waves and lot of patterns, and I'm not going to show you the price and its calculations. There are so many calculations in price which can give you accurate calculations same as the time, but I will cover that later. But now in time, I'm going to show you, if you take a square or triangle, it could be continuous or it could be in a discontinuous proportion. It could could occur continuously. Like for example, if it is like 70 days, the next it could occur 70 days, or there could be a gap actually 70, 30, 70, something like that. Okay, those are all discontinuous. So I'm not going to reveal too much and go deep into it. I will show you some calculations and you can work it out actually. First, you can see initial drop from here, this high from here actually to this low I have marked here. It's 48 days actually. So I have taken this first smaller wave in this wave actually. From there, I am taking 37 days from this low to this high actually. So 48 divided by 37. So 48 divided by 37 is equal to 1.2972 into 48 is equal to actually 62 days. From here to here, it's actually 61 to 62 days actually. I'm going to take the same 48 divided by 21. See here, this is 48. The 21 days is actually from this high to this low. You can see here I have marked here 21 days. So that is equal to 2.285 something into 48 will give you 109 or 110 days actually. So from here I'm going to take 109 days or 10 days. So exactly at this low actually, the initial drop, it stops here and there is a little bit of retracement here. Okay, now again I'm going to multiply that by the same number. That will give you exactly 250 or 251 days. If you can mark from here, let's see where is 250 days or 251, exactly 250, 251 days, interrelated and connected to the accurate high and low. You will have to find the logic behind this. Now I will show you some other things. Like I said before, the same number it can repeat, or while doing a couple of calculation or 3 or 4 calculation, we can see a hidden number which will reveal to us. Sometimes the exact number it come to us, and that says that what we are doing is actually correct. So this is 48 days. I'm going to take this first retracement here. It happened here, from here to here, 37 days. So the vibration of this 37 days, it has actually occurred here. You can see the distance which we have calculated just now to forecast this 62. That was discontinuous. This will be of very clear to you. 48 divided by 37 is equal to 1.297 to 48. That is equal to 62.27 days. So now again I'm going to multiply that by 1.2973. 104, 105 days approximately. Let's see. 104 days. That's the exact low, or 105. If you take that, next day it has gone up actually. So 104, 105, it works perfectly. And not only that, from here, okay, it's 104 days actually. That number 104, how it vibrates, we have found that number which is hidden inside the circle, triangle, or a square. It resonates good, so we will have to find such numbers. 6 times 60 is 360 actually. So 60, 61, 62, 63, these are the numbers which vibrates nicely in the gold actually. You can see here 21 in the past, you can see here 21 here, and 22 days. So similarly 50 days, 100 days, and multiples of 7s you can see a lot more in 70, 49, 70 bars, actually 70. Here you can see 70 is one more repetition of that, 21 bars. Calendar day is 61, you can see the number of bars here, 61. So somehow it vibrates. Okay, now we will see some other hidden numbers here. See the top price from this high price to this price. It's actually 94 days. Okay, I'm going to take that into 1.618. That's equal to 152 days. You can see here exactly 152 days. 94 days. This is 152 days actually. Okay. Here, if you have used it before, so let's take that. 37 times 1.618 is equal to, it's almost 60 days. The vibration of 60, it continues almost 60 days. So we have a confluence actually here, 60 day, and one more thing that leads to 61 days or 62 days. So we could be careful at this region. When you see a confluence of cycles like Fibonacci, some other calculations, some other numbers like 3 or 4 cycles points to the same date or same calculation, that means it's all aligning together. Like a bigger cycle coming to an end, from there it could be a bigger wave. So it was the true and it happened. From here it went on to here actually. You see how beautifully these cycles, these numbers, the hidden numbers like 104, 1.618. If you divide 152 by 94, you get 1.618 exactly. Not only that, from here to here, there is 21 days. There was a weekend on the starting point and the ending point. If you see any weekend, you can take that as well. So if you take that, 21 plus 2 days is 23 days into 1.618, 37 days. The 37 vibration we saw from here to here, the next 37 days you can see here. So this whole thing is connected with lots and lots of numbers. That's why I keep telling you it's all geometry and numbers, numerical mathematics only. Follow this. These are all circles in circles, squares inside the squares, triangle inside the triangles. Okay, so work on it. Rectangles inside the rectangles. I'm going to show you something different. Work on some other things like pi, etc., etc. You will get lots of confluence and exact dates to be precise. It looks like magic, right? Yes, only if you understand the logic behind it. If not, you will get lost and keep on searching something else. So understand it. I'm going to show something how it vibrates. So let's see here. I have drawn this, a great cycle, 60 trading day cycle. You can mark on it. I have hinted so many things in this. You can just watch and formulate in your chart. You can see here it could be 84 calendar days, 72 to 12 years, days, months. These are all basically same. So 7 days is same as 70 days. So decimal number shift, it also must be mastered if you want to understand this concept. See the overall vibration, how it resonates. Okay, so 49 calendar days, so 14 days, so 84 days from here, 42 days, 28, 49, 36, 70, 21. We're going to go to monthly. See, so bigger time frames, smaller time frames, those are all fractals. But the calculations, you must know where to start and where to end. If you calculate correctly, you will be able to see. Point to there, 49 ones, same here, 49 ones, 56, 63, 77. So I'm going to show why 108 is very important. It's one of the sacred numbers. Gann also used it and work on it. I'll show you a few hints about 25, 28, 27, sorry, 21, 7, 42, 1s, etc. etc. Okay. You can see here why 108 is important. 108 chakras. You can see the distance here. distance here in miles, how the secret number is connected. So this is how you have to find that secret number in the ratio and proportions and in the trading. Once you find that, you're able to forecast the future markets. These are all the hidden harmonics actually. You can see one more chart in gold. You can see 60 months here to here. From here it actually went up and lots of connections. 7, 14, 28, 35, etc., etc. 72, 90, 84. How perfectly it has done. So we will have to find that. Okay, there will be lots of connection. It's going to really amaze you. Just keep watching. 298. Actually, from here, this one is 213. So into 298. To here it's 298. From this high to this low is 213. So it gave the result 416. It's 417 actually. From here I have started and 417 days. Yes, it's off by just one day. So major low here, 418th day. We all do remember tunnel through the year, right? The total number of pages in the book is actually 418. But anyways, if the calculation is 417, it's actually very perfect. Next, we take 213 divided by 152 into 213. So 298. Do you see in 298 here? Yes. So we're getting lots of confirmation. 298 or 299 you can take with the decimal. It's off by one day. So this is what I call it as the perfection. You will not get any such results in any type of cycles, only using the numbers, using the vibrations and its harmonics, hidden geometry, hidden numbers, hidden esoteric knowledge, hidden ancient knowledge. Using that you can able to decipher it. And here it gets interesting. Here I have marked from this high to this low is almost 69 or 70 days. Okay. And what I'm going to do is from this low I'm going to mark this high 25 days. Okay, from there I started to mark here. It's 50 days. Okay, let's say it's 25, it's 50, and what will be next? Let's say it's 75. Yes, there is a high and there is a retracement, there is a weekend, so you can take one more day. So let's say 100. So from here it's very clear that there is a 25, 25, 25 and 20. Okay, let me test it out in the past. It's 50. It's working beautifully. So we can come to a conclusion by checking like this. So we know that from this low to high is almost 99 to 100 days. So I'm going to take the same vibration and continue into the further. Let's see where it goes. The next 100 days is the day blasted up 600 plus points, and from there it dropped. Here I have taken 70 days as a good vibration. Here you can see the next 70 days it repeats. So what I did was, again I'm going to check if there is any 71 days, but you can see there is a 71 bars here. So I'm going to take 70 days almost. High is 70 days actually. From this high to this high is 70 days. So this low is the low. Here it went up. From this low to this high will be 71 days. It's same actually. So it's moving in 25 days basis. So from here you can see this high to this low is actually 75 days. From here it pushed up. So that's almost 75 days. To take and show you something new here. So it's basically circles, right? Circle is 360. So I'm going to take 360 days from the initial point. So this is it, and it holds here. You can see a drop and there's a change of momentum there. Let's see if I take and add 180 days plus 360. It will give 540 days, which is also exactly there. So there is a lot of confluence we see where the market pushes and how it goes up. The more the confluence is, the more and better the results will be. And of course, if you have a price calculation, you know where to. This was my exact entry. I know the time, I know the price, so it's very much clear to me that it's obviously it's going to go up only. So calendar days, trading days, sometimes it vibrates good. 70, we saw that. 60, we saw that. How 7 and etc. But you can convert trading day and calendar day very easily. It's nothing. If you divide 7 by 5 days is the trading day, 7 days in a week is 1.4. 2 times 7 is shifted decimal point, that's 1.4. You can also test that 100 day. You can see here 100 days, 100 days. You can see in the past if this has any resonance, it might have confluence with some other cycles. Yes, you can see there is 98, 100 days, and it was important, and 100, 200 days. Let's check. Yes, it's exactly the market pushed down. So if you check 300, yes, it's almost at this region, this low, I think so. Yes. Okay. So it works 9-day cycle from this high to low. This is where it actually went up, and for example 29 into 1.618, 46, 47 days. So 46, 47 days. I mentioned 2 already. This is the third one, and you can see a lot of 71 vibrations, 70 etc. 2, its square root is actually 1.414. Okay, so 1.414 divided by 2 is actually equal to 70.7. If you take that and multiply into 100, 71 only. So it has a good vibration in it. So do work on it more. I'll show you one perfect example. So we've been reading these cycles, right? 100, 200, 300, 400, 100 days, and let's take 4 times 100 using the simple vibration. 0.414 divided by 2 is equal to, so cycles are moving at 100. So octave, if you take, there is a 8. Okay, if you multiply that by 8, you give 565.6, or you can do half of octave is also 4 times 100 is 400 times 1.414 will give you the same result, 565.6. Let's see how this works. So from here, let's see, 566 days is exactly there. The day the market went up, and from there it dropped. That's how you calculate it. That's the beauty of the market, how it all connects together. You have to find the continuous or the discontinuous proportions, or the hidden square roots, or the square numbers, hidden cycle numbers. There are a lot more in it. You will have to find it out. So basically, it's all in a multi-dimensional. So it's spiraling around. So you'll have to find that vibration. Using that, you can able to forecast it and can able to learn better in it. It was also 100 days. Yes, it's actually almost 100 days from this low to this high. 70 days it has given. What about 100 days? 99 or 100 days? If this vibration continues, we will see a 24th and 25th of market. Will something and see if some other factors are aligning there actually. If it aligns, that would be of great importance in the future time. Based on other factors in the price, you can take decisions on the day and you can be very careful during that day. So this has lots of connection with the numbers. You can work it out. I have left out so many calculations in this. So see to it, and I'm going to take a little bit further backwards to show you that these are all not random at all. Everything is connected more and more. Here you can see that 188 days from this low. This is the major low actually. From here to here 88. The next one is 62 days. So 188 divided by 62 is equal to 3.0322 into 188 is equal to 570 or 571 days. If we start from here, you can see I have marked here 571 days. That's exact high. From there it dropped. Very interesting, right? Yes. Let's see the next one. Next is from here 62 days it's over. It's 134, 69. So 134 divided by 69 is equal to 24 into 134, 260 or 261 days. You can see I have marked here 260 days actually. Exact high. So you have found this. There is also some calculations hidden. If you work on it, you can be able to find this high, this low, and many more. So before we have seen 60, 61, 62 days vibration. So it's actually from the past 62 days. And here you can see 69, 70 days. And here you can see 63 days again. Divisible of 7, 9 sevens are 63. Here is 18 or 21 days. 63 divided by 21 is 3. So again 3 times 21. Exactly 63 days. Exact high. Okay. This is basically, it could be a rectangle or a triangle or an isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle. Two sides are usually same. So 63, 63, and it is connected by a number 21 or some other number 18, something like that. So, or it could be a rectangle. The length or breadth is 63. Length is and breadth is one side. 21, next side 21 is missing. You can find out, or it could occur in a discontinuous proposition. Many times it has happened here. 21, 21, 21. Here also 21. That's why I did the present markets first. Past it actually vibrates. Here you can see the beauty of it. 63, 63 and 21. So 63 plus 63 plus 21, 144, which is also 2.5 times 144 is equal to 360. So speaking of 360, so 360 times 2 will give you 720 days. So the major low, I'm going to take 360 days. Let's see where it goes. 360, that's perfect. It's off by 1 or 2 days. We see a high there after 60 plus 1 day or 2 days. So I'm going to take to 720. Next is 360 into 2. Low to highest price is 722 days. From the low to 720 days. So actually off by 1 day or 2 days. Now I'm going to take from this low to this high. 571. The next one is 453. So low to high, from the low to this low, divided by 453 into 571. That's 720 days. Again, exact from that low to calculation to this high, 720 days. We see one more calculation here and one more 720 days. Perfect confluence, and from there we saw a nice drop. Interesting, and it's perfectly accurate, right? Yes. So now we are going to take 453 divided by 384. 384 to low to high and 453. So low to this low actually, and 384. So value times 453 is equal to 534 or 535 days. From the low it will give you 534 5 days. Yes, 533 to 536, 534 35 days. That's the exact high here. From there it dropped, from there it went up. This one. So it's very clear. I have done like 40 to 50 calculations in this. I have marked it down. So the high lows, it gives accurate results. So see the drop here, 7 days. There is a lot of numbers playing around, so work on it and you will get exact accurate results. Every high and low, it can be connected very easily with some numbers and calculations. Here I didn't use much of Fibonacci. Fibonacci works very perfectly. You can use that and test it out. It goes back. I have tested it and it's all very perfect. Work on it. You'll get lots and lots of ideas. And if you have any doubts, you can contact me in my Telegram in this ID here. I hope you have certainly enjoyed the calculations, and do comment, do share the video to your friend circle and trading circle. Do like and subscribe the channel. You can join this Telegram channel. In this, regular updates will be given regularly. This is a group chat. You can join this as well, so you can participate in the discussions. I update here as well. Any doubts, you can contact me in this ID. See you in the next video.